Week one of the 2024 NFL season is in the books. Some news coming out of Cleveland concerning Deshaun Watson. And I got some news coming out of week one for you guys, and also my player of the week. This is Rivet City Red Zone's Halftime Heat. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Rivet City Red Zone's Halftime Heat. My name is Metal Mike, and I just have to let you guys know before we start the episode today to let you know, head over to Rivet City Radio and Off the Top Media's Twitch and YouTube channels. Hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, check out all the great content going on throughout the network, throughout the week. Also, patreon.com/Rivet City Radio. Check out all the great content going on over there. Promise you will not be disappointed, and it will not break your bank. Now, NFL 2024 season, week one in the books, and we closed it out on Monday night with the Jets and the 49ers, and let's talk about it. First, the big news coming out of that game, Christian McCaffrey did not play due to an Achilles injury. Now, this Achilles injury was bothering him throughout most of the offseason, through training camp, through everything going on before the season kicked off. Well, it's still bothering him. He sat Monday night. The 49ers still end up getting the big win on Monday night over the Jets, 32-19. And let's go down the scoring summary. First, the 49ers, they scored first. 46-yard field goal by Jake Moody to put the Niners up 3-0. But the Jets did not wait long to retaliate. Breece Hall ends up running the ball in for 7 yards for a touchdown and putting the Jets up 7-3. In the second quarter, the 49ers responded by scoring again a 51-yard field goal made by Jake Moody, and that will put the Jets up 7-6. But the 49ers didn't wait to score again. Deebo Samuels ends up scoring an end-around touchdown, 2-yard run to put the 49ers up 13-7. And then after that, Jake Moody came out, kicked another 31-yard field goal to put the 49ers up 16-7. That was our halftime score. Now, there was a lot of talk and chatter about Aaron Rodgers and whether he was going to make it through the first drive. Now, all the Jets did in that first drive was run the ball, played it safe. Smart by the Jets. It's 16-7. It's halftime. They're still in this game. They're only down by 9. Well, let's get into it the second half. The 49ers came out in the second half, third quarter. Jordan Mason scores a 3-yard touchdown run, and that puts the 49ers up by even more. They scored again in the third quarter. Jake Moody, 53-yard field goal. And then the Jets responded. After Allen Lazard missed an open pass earlier in the game, he caught a 36-yard touchdown catch in the third quarter. We get into the fourth quarter. Jake Moody doesn't only kick one, but he kicks 2 field goals, 23 yards and 42 yards for another 6 points for the 49ers. And then the Jets, Allen Lazard, another 3-yard touchdown catch, but it was not enough for the Jets to come back or win this game. The 49ers end up winning 32-19, as I said. Now, I will say this. If it was not for Jake Moody and his 5 field goals made, the 49ers would have lost. They would have lost 19-17. But because of Jake Moody and his 5 field goals, the 49ers end up winning 32-19. But I do have players of the game that represent both teams. First off, for the Jets, Allen Lazard, you are my player of the game for the Jets. 6 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You redeemed yourself after missing that wide open pass. Congratulations. You are my player of the game for the Jets. For the 49ers, Jake Moody, as much as I would have liked to make him my player of the game for the 49ers, I couldn't because of one Jordan Mason filling in for Christian McCaffrey, coming in, carrying the ball 28 times for 147 yards and a touchdown. Great performance by Jordan Mason, and he has showed that he can back up Christian McCaffrey and do it well. So congratulations to Alan Lazard of the Jets and Jordan Mason of the 49ers. You are my players of the game representing your team from the first game from Monday Night Football in the 2024 regular season. Now, I said it in the open that there was some news coming out of Cleveland. Quarterback Deshaun Watson. Uh, he has a new civil lawsuit coming up against him for some not so good things. Now, I'm not going to disclose those not so good things because I'm going to keep this a friendly show. I'm not going to talk about the stuff that that he's being accused for. I'm just going to say that he's being accused for some not so good things. Let's just say that. If you want to know about it, go read about it. But he has a new civil lawsuit being thrown against him after some bad things that he did back the things he's being accused for back in 2020. And it was announced he's not being put on the commissioner's exempt list, which means he is going to be available to play for the Browns for the foreseeable future, unless further notice that he gets put on that list. But I will say this: the Browns, I think, would need to prepare themselves because they're probably going to get a lot of press on this. Now, this was a very big story coming out of yesterday, and I'm sure more is going to come out today, through the week, and into the weekend. So, if you're interested in knowing about it, make sure to go check it out, read about it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I did say in the open that I do have a player of the week. But first, I have some honorable mentions. Okay? My honorable mentions: Justin Fields from the Steelers. 17 to 23, 156 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Congratulations, Justin Fields. You are a runner up for my player of the week. Great performance for the Steelers on Sunday and against the Falcons. And now Justin Fields, as announced yesterday, is going to be the starter for the Steelers this weekend against the Broncos. Derek Carr of the Saints, 19 to 23, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. You are another honorable mention on my list that was a possible player of the week. Josh Allen of the Bills, 18 to 23, 232 yards and 2 touchdown passes. My third honorable mention of the week. Now, my player of the week is Baker Mayfield of the Buccaneers. 24 of 30, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. Congratulations, Baker Mayfield. You are my player of the week coming out of week 1 of the NFL's 2024 season. Now, I do have other news stuff coming out of week 1, out of the weekend to talk about. First off, Tom Brady, congratulations for your first game announcing the Browns and the Cowboys game. Did a great job. I was a little skeptical at first about it, but when I first heard Tom before the game even kicked off, I said that he has great cadence. He sounds great. He sounds informative. I think he fits in this role, and I'm looking forward to hearing Tom Brady on more games moving forward this season. Congratulations, Tom. Stamp of approval by me here on Rivet City Red Zone's Halftime Heat. Keep up the great work. The Cardinals, DJ Dallas, he was the first player to return a kickoff in the new kickoff rules in the 2024 season, a 96-yard kickoff return for the Cardinals this past weekend. Congratulations, DJ Dallas, for accomplishing that. As far as other returns for the Bears, Jonathan Owens returned a blocked punt for a touchdown, making it the first blocked punt for a touchdown of the season. So congratulations, Jonathan Owens, for accomplishing that. But one more accomplishment. Rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, got his first win of his career, 14 to 29, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, he went into his post-game interview saying he didn't care about stats. He just cares about going out and winning ball games. And that's what matters. Great job, Caleb Williams, in your post-game for standing up for yourself after getting bombarded about getting questioned about your stats. Because even if you would have thrown for 50 yards, you got the win for your team. Congratulations, Caleb Williams, on your first career win. For the Dolphins, another notable thing, Tyreek Hill, he was detained before the game. He was entering into the Dolphins stadium, and he got detained for reckless driving. He didn't wait long to respond. He caught an 80-yard touchdown pass in the game, and Jalen Waddle came over to him, and they did the celebration of putting Tyreek Hill in handcuffs. If you ask me, a pretty funny celebration for the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Coming out of the Browns, for more news from the Browns. They released cornerback Justin Hardy on Tuesday. There was no real significant reason why he was being released. He was just released. But they did go out and sign a wide receiver, a world champion wide receiver, Kadarius Toney. After being released by the Chiefs after training camp, he is now a Brown. So he was signed to the Browns practice squad, but I have no doubt that Kadarius Toney will be on the field come Sunday for the Browns. I could see that happening very quickly. One more notable news thing coming out of week 1 for the Rams. Puka Nacua ended up suffering a sprained PCL in Sunday night's game against the Lions. It is not yet known the significant time he is going to miss, but tough news for the Rams coming out of week 1, out of that Sunday night game, and tough news for all you fantasy football players that went out and drafted Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua had a great rookie season last year. He really spotlighted himself, and he was a very well-known wide receiver that was supposed to get drafted in the fantasy draft this year. So keep your eyes out for news on that, on how long it's going to be for Puka Nacua to be out. The top 25 is out for college football. The new top 25 is out. Georgia stayed around at number 1. They are 2-0. Texas moved up from number 3 to number 2 at 2-0. Ohio State moved down to number 3 after being number 2. Alabama stuck around at number 4. Ole Miss moved up from 6 to 5. Missouri moved up 3 spots from 9 to 6. Tennessee had the biggest jump out of the week. They moved up 7 spots from 14 to 7 after their win over North Carolina State this past weekend. Penn State, still number 8. They stuck around in their spot. Oregon moved down 2 spots from number 7 to number 9. Miami moved up 2 spots from 12 to 10. USC moved up 2 spots from 13 to 11. Utah moved down 1 spot from 11 to 12. Oklahoma State moved up 3 spots from 16 to 13. Kansas State moved up 4 spots from 18 to 14. Oklahoma stuck around at number 15. LSU moved up 2 spots from 18 to 16. Michigan moved down 7 spots from number 10 to 17 after their loss this past weekend. Notre Dame moved down 13 spots from number 5 to number 18, the biggest fall out of any team this season so far in the top 25. Louisville moved up 3 spots from 22 to 19. Arizona stuck around at number 20. Iowa State was not ranked, and now they are number 21. Clemson moved up 3 spots from 25 to 22. Nebraska comes into the rankings at 23. Boston College comes into the rankings at 24. Northern Illinois comes into the rankings at 25. Those last 3 teams were not ranked going into this past weekend, and now they are in the top 25. Well, guys, that is it for this episode of Rivet City Red Zone's Halftime Heat. I want to thank everybody for joining me here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and then come join us this Sunday for another episode of Rivet City Red Zone at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Rivet City Radio's Twitch, Off the Top Media's YouTube channel. And again, make sure you're heading over to both Rivet City Radio and Off the Top Media's Twitch and YouTube channels. Follow, subscribe, turn the notifications on, check out all the great content going on throughout the week. And as I always say, be good to each other, be kind to each other, take care of each other, be patient with each other. Remember, the world is not moving as fast as you think. Until next time, until this Sunday, guys, have a good one. Deuces.